jump to this time code to skip the introduction. This video will show you how to stop using marquee by switching to NewBlue Titler 2, but still being able to use your Boris effects. This tutorial requires advanced knowledge of Boris effects. Here is a working example. So, of course, editors can't spell, so let's go ahead and fix the spelling of demonstration. We pop open our editor, we toggle down to the bottom layer, launch effects interface, and just like that, the title has been fixed. Before jumping in, I must first explain how marquee and Boris effects work together. Let's first step into a blank title. You first see two video layers. The first layer on top is what's called the alpha channel, or the alpha media. It is black and white, always black and white, and actually sits at the full RGB color space, meaning it's super black and super white. The layer below is the color media. The green and purple are shown through the areas that are black. So now let's step out. What we have to do is, using NewBlue, we have to replicate that exact same alpha media and color media the same way that marquee is done. Now I'm going to show you how to build this from scratch. I have already created templates for my titler in addition to my preset BCC effects. I'm going to drag and drop onto blank filler over a blank area. The title has been applied, but there are no Boris effects. So let's add our effects. Alt stack, and as you can see, that is clearly not correct. So what we're going to do is, going back to what I showed you guys here, we are going to replicate the three layers, and I'm going to copy this into my source monitor. That way we can use it as a reference. So now we're going to step back out, and we're going to step in, and as you can see, this, and once again, I'm 2 layers deep. I am underneath the Gaussian blur and underneath glint. I am just at the NewBlue titler level. When I compare the titles, I clearly need to put, just like on here, I need to put the color media on V2. So we're going to drag that down. But wait, if I compare them, there's black behind the title. How do I do that? You could then further step in, pull up your color correction tool. In my case, I use Symphony. I go to the color correction effect, go to the curves, drop this joint all the way down. This puts a black on filler. So now when we compare the two, we have the color media with a blank background. But the next question is, how on earth do we make the black and white alpha media? As you can see, we don't have anything on our third layer, or the top layer specifically. Now we're going to actually use the color correction effect again in the same manner. Pull up our color corrector, in this case 0 saturation, but as you can see, it's not the black and white that we need. I'm going to pull up my waveform. Ooh, hey, look at that, gradient. We are going to go to, let's see, hue, saturation, whatever, invert luma. But that's still not enough, because look, it's a shade of gray. That is not correct. So what we're going to do is we're going to drag this so we keep taking it down. And as you can see, we are getting closer and closer until it is just pitch black. And once again, this must be super white and this must be super black for this to work correctly. So now that we have created both two different kinds of media by using the color correction effect, you can see we have replicated exactly what marquee does, which is create an alpha media and color media. If you see here, alpha media, color media. So now, if we step back out, the effect works like a charm. And honestly, doing things this way is 1,000 times better than doing this through marquee. In this case, it's as easy as launching the user interface, making the change, exiting out, And just like that, life is so much easier using the NewBlue titler and still using your Boris effects. I hope this tutorial has really opened up a lot of creative ideas in terms of ways of ditching marquee altogether, because I have been frustrated with marquee for a long time, and finally Avid has found the answer, and thank you NewBlue for stepping up to the plate and offering your titler for free for Avid users. This is always a big deal for us.